The Bad Guys 2, DreamWorks' newest movie, is now playing in theaters, and not gonna lie, I was very mixed based on the trailers. The trailers basically showed us they're making a Bad Guys movie, but they're good guys instead. That's not selling me, that's ruining everything I loved about the original movie. But I'm pleased to say, walking out of this movie, I really did enjoy it. So let's talk about it. And first off, it's more bad guys. If you loved what the first movie did, if you fell in love with the characters, you loved the spy theme, you love everything that the first movie did, the second movie is 100% your thing. Because it's essentially the same film. It feels like the same film. So if you love the first one, you're gonna love this one. Because it's a sequel that keeps everything great about the original film and still carries it over. Everything that the sequel needed to be and I wanted to be, this movie did deliver on, giving us the correct Bad Guys sequel that we needed. And like I mentioned before, I was very worried going into this movie because they were making a Bad Guys movie, but this time, they're good guys, taking all that high stuff away, taking all that spy stuff away. So basically, everything we loved about the first movie is then taken away. Well, I gotta say, the direction that this movie goes down makes me glad that the bad guys are now the good guys instead, because I just love the plotline that this movie took, making it feel even worthy of that sequel title. The stakes are 10 times higher because they are now in this position where they can't really do anything because they are the good guys. So everything just has more tension to it, and the stakes are 10 times higher because of it. I love this plotline, I love the direction they decided to go down, and I'm so glad that the bad guys are now the good guys instead. And because of this movie, I am now 10 times more excited for a sequel. I want to see this franchise continue on. I want to get like 5 more movies in this universe because this sequel proved that they can do so much more with this franchise. And especially since that these movies are based on books, there's like, 10 books? Maybe even more? There's so many stories to still tell, and I can't wait to see what the third movie does. Because this movie just proved to me why I like these characters, why I enjoyed that first movie as much as I did. And this movie still worked with them, no longer bad guys. So I can't wait to see the direction that they have for this franchise planned. I want to continue staying in this world, and DreamWorks, if you're listening, doubt you are, but you have your next franchise. You have your next Madagascar, your next Shrek, right here, Bad Guys. That's your newest franchise, continue that forward. Now, the bad girls. The trailer showed us the bad girls in here, and like the bad guys becoming good, I was not 100% sold on the bad girls being included in this movie. It felt random that the trailers just randomly showed some bad girls group. It didn't really fit, but in the movie, they fit perfectly. And I'm so glad that they're actually in this movie because this plot will work completely different and probably will not work without them in here. And they're the reason why the stakes are so much higher and why everything is just pushed 10 times in scale is because they're included in this movie. It adds for some great character moments, character arcs, higher stakes, great comedy, all because of this group of characters in here. And I gotta say, they're a great villain. I haven't done a DreamWorks villain ranking at all, so I don't know how I would rank the villains, but on the top of my mind, I think that these villains are some of the top 10 DreamWorks villains. I could be wrong there. If they're not top 10, they're at least top 20, but I love the villain in this movie, and they will stay in my mind, and is one of the reasons why the stakes are so much higher, because they are such a great villain. And I'm just gonna say it, this movie is better than the original. Now, not by much. It's just slightly there. It's just slightly better than the original for me, and it could change on rewatch. But right now, this is slightly better than the original just because the stakes are so much higher. The character arcs, I feel like the characters learn more throughout and have a more impactful journey by the end. And because we have such a great villain, such great moments, I just think this is slightly better than the original film. But it still captures everything great about the original film. Everything you love about the original film is all still in this movie. But this movie just does a few things slightly better to make it slightly better than the original film. But some people could still think the original is better. That's completely fine. I could think that after a rewatch. Because if you look at my DreamWorks ranking on Letterboxd, Bad Guys 2 is just the spot ahead of Bad Guys. It's just right there. because they're essentially on the same par with each other. But although I do think this is a great sequel to the original film, it's not without its problems. But real quick, if you want to help me reach my goal of 1K by the end of the year, consider subscribing. Let's continue. For starters, yes, this movie is fun. It gives us everything we loved about the original, like I mentioned earlier. But walking out of the theater, I was thinking, that was fun, that was cool, but when I was writing my script out, when I was writing my review out, it just felt like a movie I watched yesterday, not today, not an hour ago. So it's a movie that you watch, but then it just slowly leaves your mind and becomes a fun thought that you had. It's a fun time, but it's a movie that you would watch just for fun. It's not a movie that you need to rush to go rewatch. It's not a movie you need to rush to watch in the first place, because it's just a fun time. And even watching the movie, you know that's not going to stick in your mind that well. The only things sticking in my mind are going to be the villains. Everything else, it's cool, it's fun, but not 100% in my mind. Yes, I do love the villain, but I was very confused on how their plan was going to finish when they actually achieved it. I can't spoil anything, but it just didn't really make 100% sense to me what they were going to do after. But other than those two things, this is a great sequel to the original. Although it's not going to stick in your mind like the original film, it's still the original film. It keeps everything great about the original film, but raises the stakes, has better character moments, and a great villain. If you were skeptical like me, don't be. Bad Guys 2 is exactly everything it needs to be, and I want future installments very soon. But anyways, if you like this video, maybe these ones on the side will interest you too. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Goodbye.